All right, public comment, we do have one, Matt Broderick on conditional use permit for Dakota subdivision.
And I put the public comment policy in front of you to remember, they are allowed 3 minutes.
Okay. Let's have you come up right away. Yep, that way, will you please take a chair?
Yeah.
And then state your name, please, for us.
Matt Broderick, Washburn, North Dakota.
Okay.
I just want to go on record as the last meeting, well, both the Planning and Zoning Commission and this body, I believe, were both given misinformation, okay? And when I came to this meeting the last time, it was stated that that property had been zoned commercial since the early 80s. That is definitely an error, all right? Because in 2004, there was a notice sent out by the city auditor at that time that there was going to be a planning and zoning meeting to deal with the zoning change from agricultural to commercial. And that notice was sent out to the Planning and Zoning Commission, all right? But when it was published in the paper, the part about the Dakota subdivision, that agenda item was deleted. So that got dropped. Okay, so that never got handled in 2004 either, all right? And in that notice, it said that it was still agricultural being changed to commercial. So anything that I was never notified, there's only two of us in the Dakota subdivision, myself and Kathy. Kathy thought it got changed in 97 and 98. It didn't, because in 2004, this notice still said agricultural to commercial. But that meeting never happened to deal with changing it to commercial. All right. So the only other thing that I can think of that may have happened is in 2011, there was a new computer system installed at the courthouse, county, I've been told, all right? And at that time, there was also the retirement of Lauren Hunzy, and then Todd and Ryan took over his duties in 2011, okay? So, and then there was also talk in the article, in the paper that I read, that they were planning on using a company called Vanguard Industries to help with assessing any commercial properties in Washburn. Okay, so it's kind of coincidental that that particular year in 2011, that the zoning would get changed on that property to commercial without any meetings being held or any verification. Not been able to get any verification from either the city or the county that it ever legally got changed to commercial. All right? So I want to make everybody aware that the pretense that the planning and zoning meeting was held under was that it was already commercial. I don't believe it is. All right? I mean, you stated in the meeting too, and during the vote in the planning, and that you had talked to Todd. He said it was commercial, and it appears commercial on the tax. But that classification could have got inserted either by Vanguard Industries or anybody at the courthouse during the computer swap over and so on. We don't know. But there has been no legal documentation that has been obtained that says this body or the planning and zoning body ever approved it changing from agriculture to commercial, period. Okay? So I just wanted to make everybody aware of that because there's nobody that's been able to verify.
Okay.
Wait, do you have any evidence about the switching between, because it was just lot A, yours, and lot B?
Yep.
Any proof that you have of it going from lot B to lot C when that happened?
No.
Because I haven't found any information.
That's another thing, is that when Kathy came in here and the realtor came in here, lot B has been separated into two separate lots.
I'm
And-
just gonna stop. No,
Oh,
stay right here, stay
Oh,
right.
okay.
So I wanna thank you for coming forward, not repeating yourself, being on topic. I'm gonna give you 2 more minutes to
Oh,
be able to answer questions.
that was all, okay. I was
Okay,
just trying to.
Because that's a little coincidental too, is that supposedly in 2011, Lot B, which was 7 point some acres, was divided into Lot B and Lot C. Lot C, 1.6 acres going into the city. And the other 5 acres, which they want to buy, is still in county.
What year was that, when that's BNC?
No,
Did
we
you
don't
say-
know.
We don't
That's
know
what-
I thought you
exactly,
said-
but
I thought
all I
you
know is
said a
on the
year.
tax statements,
Oh.
2011 comes up.
2011, okay.
2011 comes
I
up.
just wanted.
Okay,
2011.
so
That's as
If-
far back as their record.
If,
Okay.
yeah, if it happened in 2011, then where is the documentation and why would that have been separated, okay, into 2 separate lots, for one thing, and especially, why wouldn't have this body been dealing with it being 1.6 acres is an annexation to the city, right?
Right,
Isn't it? I
Yeah.
mean,
that's our line.
that, I think that would be something that would be a red flag right away, that if you got property that's annexed to the city, that this body would have to deal with it. Am I correct there?
I assume you're right.
I don't know why that would be annexed in, period. You know?
Exactly. I don't understand
don't
it
know.
either.
I don't know.
I don't understand that either, but
There's no documentation to prove it.
there's no documentation to prove that either. That the lot got separated into 2, and one of them got annexed to the city and one didn't.
And that it was approved by the
Yeah.
city.
Where that information is, I don't know.
Yeah.
So-
Okay, so there's a whole lot of unknowns here.
Sure.
Okay, a lot of them. And I just wanted to bring this group up to speed on that, because
Sure.
just because the county said that it's been commercial since 2011, that is just a classification that's in the computer. And who put that in there, I don't know.
Right.
Okay, but I don't think this group did.
Well, I do appreciate you coming in to
Okay. Yep.
try to clarify things and
Okay,
to give us
Thank you.
Thank you.
information.
Thank you.
Thank you, Matt. All right, we're gonna move on. Consent agenda items.
I do have a quick question
Oh.
about that. So like, with that being new information, and there's decisions that we've made based upon old information, is there anything that we can do to request information as a city from the county? Because if there's any, because they need to be able to prove
One way or another.
that it actually was done properly.
I think until there's some kind of proof,
There is a Leader News that we can go to, I suppose.
yeah, I mean, somebody's gonna have to do their due diligence in order
find
to bring up, but we have, I'm gonna ask Mr. Todd. So, you've run the city business before.
Yeah.
So, but when we have information on file at the courthouse about public property, that's kind of what we have to go.
Yeah, we, basically, we have to go by what's on file, you know, what it goes, and, you know, unless somebody can prove it wrong.
Right,
And if they
Um,
can prove it, then what happens?
Well, then they deal with it at the time.
Well, I know, but do we do with that, or does that just?
That's a good
specifically-
question. It all
That's what I'm
depends on what it
asking.
is,
Okay.
you know?
it
Okay.
depends on, I'm sorry.
It depends if it was a county mistake, our mistake, who is our mistake, see? I
It would be
mean,
both
it-
in this
it-
case,
It could
right?
be both.
To me, it would fall more on the county. The county would have to resolve this issue.
That would be my guess.
And then the city can say, okay, the county has made an adjustment.
Right.
And they fixed an error, or if they state, this is the way it
Yeah,
is.
I mean,
And then we could then follow up with the county.
right, it is within the county, not within the city, so.
Correct.
Okay, so and then if that's the case, I have another question. So if the county has to resolve this, and if it is landing on their shoulders, how does that resolve the issue that you have people that are trying to buy that lot of land, that plot of land, with it zoned improperly, possibly.
Okay.
Well, they're speculating it's improperly zoned.
Yeah.
I'm just saying,
Right.
if they
So-
are to prove it, that it's done,
They would have to go to the county commission.
Okay.
Bring it up there, because then they would have to deal with that issue. And then that,
Yeah.
because we can't change something in,
No.
at the courthouse. They would have to make the change.
right, I understand.
And if they do make the change, then we could bring that information forward. to-
And everything's all
City Commission.
speculation right now, you know, I mean, we don't know how it would happen exactly. You know, we just have to see how it plays out.
Correct.
So,
I agree. Does that answer your questions?
It's a half answer, yeah.
So-
No, we don't have the answer, that's the
No,
point.
we
That's the
don't,
point, yeah.
But,
Nobody knows. It just happens.
yeah, but it would be the county commissioners.
I'm
would
just
have to-
wondering what we do to correct something that was based upon, because we make decisions based upon what we know. And then when our information is incorrect, or the potential of that then that actually lines up a whole string of decisions that we technically, how do we go about resolving? So that's
Well-
my point, is that this creates like a chain reaction
Right.
that then could actually backfire, is what I'm saying.
Well, but you gotta start out where the change happened. It didn't happen here, it happened at,
Gotta start out
At the
at the
county.
beginning, not,
yes.
yeah.
Yeah, you can't go backwards. You gotta correct the problem and then move down the chain.
Well, I did talk with Todd about it because I wanted to understand, and I was
Sure.
referred there, so that's where I
Okay.
started. And Todd told me that all their information is based on what we provided.
Okay.
So they're saying it's our fault, and we're saying it's their fault.
Mhm.
So my point is,
We don't know.
We don't.
and,
But I do wish you luck in finding the.
well, and I'm just stating what happened.
Sure. No, that's
So,
fine.
like,
Okay. Okay, we're gonna move on. Consent agenda items. Has everybody looked at their consent item?
yes.
I have
Right
a
now.
correction.
Okay,
So under the special meeting minutes, the last paragraph says, it says, it was advised to now allow people in there from our insurance. It should be, it was advised to not allow people in there from our insurance. Yeah, that's the only correction I found.
And who's our interest again?
never.
Nerdurf?
But
Okay.
was that advice from Nerdurf? Okay,
Yeah, Chelsea presented that from, yeah.
all right. Okay, with that correction, somebody wanna make a motion?
I'll move to consent agenda items.
Is there a
I'll
second?
second it.
Any more discussion? Not Larry,
Yes,
Brandon?
Yes.
Mitch?
Yes.
Yes.
And yes, okay, waiver of fees. We're gonna do these one at a time. So
yeah.
A is McLean County Health Fair.
So Chelsea, was that, did we waive that in the past?
Yes, McLean County has a health fair every year in October. They do it in the basement. All employees are required to attend. It's always, I've been waived in the past.
I'll make a motion to approve the McLean County Health Fair.
I'll second that.
Any more discussion? Larry?
Yes,
Yes.
Yes. Okay, Missouri Slope, Missouri Slope Health Information Fair.
They did this, I think it was roughly 2 years ago. They came into the hall, they have other vendors come in, kind of as an informational thing. Kind of geared towards the older generation, I guess, just in bringing different things and different opportunities or options that they have. A lot of information.
I'll move to grant the waivers.
Mitchell second. Any more discussion?
Yes.
Or,
Yes.
Brandon?
Yes.
And yes. Okay, Washburn Light Vendor Show.
Was that also waived in the
Yeah.
past?
Yes.
I'll make a motion to approve that.
I'll second
Vendor
that.
show?
All right. Is there any more discussion? Larry?
Yes.
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 Yes. Okay, Washburn Life again, Santa Day. That's pretty well
I'll make,
explained.
yeah, I'll make a motion to approve that. Saturday.
Okay. Any more discussion?
Yes.
Larry?
Yes.
Yes.
And yes. Okay, number 6, ordinance 117A-2, amendment to conditional use permit under commercial zoning.
Yep, and that's just that change, allowing shop units not for commercial use under the conditionally permitted uses.
And that was pertaining to butlers, right?
Correct.
That's what I,
Is this a reading that we have to, is this like a second reading or something?
Yeah, it's a second reading.
Okay, I move that we waive the reading and go ahead and approve the addition to the planning and zoning.
I'll second that.
Okay, thank you, Mitch. Any more discussion? Larry?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
yes.
Yes. Okay, liquor license application, Border Lane Enterprise.
Okay, we received a new liquor license application for Borderland Enterprises. It is a new license application. They are requesting a class 1 on sale and off sale liquor and beer. We have one left to give to purchase, so.
Motion to approve.
I'll second that.
Any more discussion? Larry?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. All right, Siren Quote, electronic communication.
So I had him prepare a quote based off information, or I guess for wanting more detailed quote from last meeting. This is the quote without an electrician. We would have to just hire an electrician here in town. I know Larry had questioned if this was including the cabinet. That was discussed, and it does.
That's a good way to go. A motion to approve.
Second it.
Any more discussion? Larry?
Yes.
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 Yes. All right, approval for quality asphalt.
I don't have a quote back from them yet, but going by their square yardage rate for this year, which is up a little bit from last year, I want to ask for an approval not to exceed $20,000 for patching. We're sitting at estimating like 15 right now, but in case we find a few more spots, just want to have a little room there.
I'll make a motion to approve your request.
I'll second it. When do you think they would be coming?
Probably October again. Last year.
October.
Is there any more discussion? Not hearing any, Larry?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. All right. Okay, pledge of securities,
Okay, this
should
is just.
be, True Community Bank.
Yep, formality, every year we get these, twice a year. The Board of Directors for True Community Bank approved the pledge of securities at the July 28th, 2026 board meeting. The total public deposits on June 30th, 2026 were $21,384,138.85, and the total pledged securities were $26,756,488.86. The current value of securities pledged as collateral for deposits as of the quarter end June 30th, 2026 meet the FDIC requirements.
I move to accept the pledge of securities.
Second that.
Is there any more discussion? Larry?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. sewer rates.
Okay, our sewer rates have not been increased in quite some time. We are actually at the very bottom of what our sewer rates are. Another reason, I guess, for increasing this, as we are going through our funding for our lead lines with SRF, we are not in compliant with what we have for debt to where it needs to be for deposits. So I'm proposing a $2 rate increase. That would help cover that deficit. And with that, we have a money market account that is not earmarked for anything. We are short for our reserve requirement. We are short 137,000 for water and 35,000 for sewer. We have a money market account that has $122,000 in it. I think we need to designate this account, because I don't know what it's used for. The bank has nothing on file about it either, as our debt reserve, and maybe that's what it was before, but it's never been designated. And then our sewer fund has still quite a substantial amount of money in it. And I guess I would like to move $49,975 from our sewer fund into this money market account to cover that threshold. But with that being, I think we need to look at increasing sewer rates so that we get out of that deficit.
What is our sewer rate currently?
16.15. And we decreased it back in, for commercial, we took the commercial rate off from 18.15 and we put everybody at 16.15 in 23,
Yeah.
I think. So we put everybody at that, so I think we need to increase them $2.
So you would just take that, what, 49,000, just put it in that other account?
Yeah.
And it would just stay there?
Yeah, and then, I mean, so I guess I would like a couple things, like probably a motion to move that money. First of all, a motion to designate this account as our debt reserve
Oh, yeah,
so that it's earmarked on the bank statements and at the bank. And if I'm ever not here going forward, people will know what that account is for.
that makes sense.
And then a motion to move that $49,975 to that account. And then if you guys so wish to increase the sewer rate.
So I'll make a motion to designate that account as, whatever you said it was.
I'll second that.
Any more discussion? Larry?
Yes,
Yes.
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 and then I'll move to transfer the 49,000, whatever amount of dollars you said, into that account.
Second that.
Any more discussion? Larry?
Yes,
Yes.
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 Yes. And then a $2 increase is what you're asking for.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I'll motion to raise the monthly sewer rate by $2.
I'll second that. Any more discussion? Larry?
Yes,
Yes.
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 Yes. All right. Okay, bulk water rates.
Okay, we have gotten a call from a guy that has questioned our bulk water rates a couple different times. I think he's calling from Wilton. Cause he said that they're a lot cheaper. He wouldn't tell us their price. I don't know what he's doing, what he's working for, or whatever, but he requested that we decrease us or that we would give him a rebate at the end of every month for what he was proposing he thinks is fair for a water rate. We sent out an email to our League of Cities listserv that we have all our cities in, and asked what their bulk water rates are. Ours is currently 0.029 per 1,000 gallons, so it's like $29 per 1,000. The going rate that we've received from most of the cities is $15 per gallon. So I don't know if you want per 1,000. Sorry, if we want to look at decreasing ours, $2.15, maybe 20 or 17, meet in the middle.
I wouldn't wanna go less than 20 myself.
We are very high compared to everybody else. Like I said, most of the people, yeah, we're right around that 15 threshold per 1,000 gallons. So
Well, but we trying to, but that money goes into our fund, so to help pay for other water needs. And that water is treated as well, correct?
Yeah, and who knows if everybody's selling treated water? Don't know that.
I would assume. they-
Some were not. That was a question that actually came in later, if it was treated or if it was not treated. Some of them were treated, so I don't know. He'd be interested in buying water, at 50%, which to him, he thinks 0.0145 per gallon, is fair, which would be closer to that $15, and then asking for a rebate. I don't know, I think if we just decrease it a little bit, it would
How
probably.
many, I'm sorry, how many gallons do we sell, or?
Through the
per
water
year?
salesman.
Yes, approximately. Like,
Can you
Well, a
check
lot
that?
of farmers use it and
don't say-
Dakota
yeah, I
Granite
don't know.
uses it.
Whatever our billing says.
has our local users complained about the price?
No, I got questioned actually once earlier this year on the price. They thought it was a little bit more, but we can change it. So if we do decide to change it, we'll have to call O'Day. They'll have to come in and reprogram the price. So it wouldn't be effective until they can get down here to do it.
What would you say?
I'll say 20, fair enough.
And it's currently at
29 per 1,000 gallons. Yep.
I mean, people here probably don't use much as farmers.
Dakota Agronomy uses a lot. The farmers use a lot. I know
I mean,
Matt Broderick will use it.
I mean, like, a lot of the residents probably don't, though, like here, that's why I know.
Not in town residents.
Nah,
Town residents.
Yeah, be rare.
Like-
Yeah, I mean, definitely you can see the increase in about being used, depending on the weather, is April to September is our revenue making time for that.
Right.
but
If I could make a comment,
Sure,
I
man.
would tell you, I've used it for years, all right? And I thought the price was a little bit high. Your main competition is Underwood, because the guy that sells spray at Underwood also gives free water. So there's very few farmers getting water here now. And some of them were getting water because there was a problem with the system up at Underwood. And they showed up and they said that we would not be here if we could get our water from Underwood, but we couldn't for a while. But I noticed that there is fewer people getting water. I think if you drop the price a little bit, I think you may get more gallons sold. Okay, if it's available. Are the gallons available, then you could probably sell more. But yeah, the price is higher than.
It's pretty hard to
surrounding
compete with free.
What's that?
Pretty hard to compete with free.
Absolutely, it's really hard to compete with free unless you're spraying just 2 miles outside of Washburn.
Exactly.
And you gotta drive all the way to Underwood. That's a little different deal, okay, yes.
what does it cost us per 1,000 gallons? You have any idea, Adam?
He had
Well,
that figured out before.
Cause we can't go red,
No,
I have an estimate that I put together, but
okay?
I mean, obviously, we're making money at that. I mean,
Well,
4.8 cents per
Per-
thousand.
per 1,000.
That's
Yeah.
it's an estimate,
It costs us 4.8 cents per thousand,
yes.
but you got infrastructure and,
Yeah,
That's just for
Yeah,
right.
producing.
right. Because what did that system cost us in general?
For the water salesman?
Yeah,
it's old.
So it's old at this point.
And there has been issues with it over the years.
Yeah,
We
we've
have our-
replaced some stuff, yeah.
we have to have,
PCI compliance that we have to pay every year.
Right.
That's like $3,500 of an expense. Plus the card reader, but that's the biggest thing.
well, we have to cover our expenses, and then if we ever have to have replacement costs,
Right, that's.
we need to build some kind of a fund.
Yeah, I'd make a motion for $20 per thousand.
Second.
All right, any more discussion? Larry?
Yes.
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 Yes. All right,
And no rebate.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we should put that in the form of motion. Because that wasn't on the,
All right, I'll make a motion, he gets no rebate for what he's already purchased.
I'll second that. Larry,
Yes.
or any more discussion? Larry?
Yes,
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. All right, 2027 preliminary budget.
I printed everybody off a copy of our preliminary budget. You can go through it. We will have to have our public hearing, obviously, on that, in September. If there's anything on it that you'd like to see changed, different, I guess, let me know. If you have questions on it, let me know. Our taxable value is $5,937,720.
five,
5,937,720. So where we're sitting at approximately with what is in there, including the fire department, the library, and the airport, because we levy for all of them too. We're at like 75 mils. Correct.
and the mills were,
5937 or
oh yeah,
5938.
5937, yeah.
Yeah, I just brought it up to 5938. So our general fund is sitting at 65, but then library, airport each get their 4 mils.
So we're at 65,
Yep.
so then where's the other two?
Oh, the special assessment deficiency
Oh,
fund.
yeah, okay, that's.
I still
two.
have in there as 10,000.
Yeah,
We can
okay.
take that out.
I saw that
but
in, I think we
Yep.
need it in there, I mean,
Yeah.
we do, so,
That's where that 2 comes from.
yeah, okay, so.
Any more discussion on that topic?
So do we need to set up a date?
Yes, our date is September 28th at 6 p.m.
Mr. Thomas?
Well, there's more discussion, right?
I have a conflict on that date, so I would ask you to run that meeting. Sure. Okay, thank you.
So that'd be when you said September,
September 28th at 6 p.m.
when does it have to be into the county?
October 10th.
Okay,
So that way we have that and time to make changes in case
Yeah.
there's, because
September at 6 p.m. you said.
yeah, our commission meeting is the following Monday after it's due to
Okay.
the county.
Okay.
And the meeting, the public hearing has to be between September 7th and October 7th.
So this is a public hearing.
This is a public hearing, yes, and they'll, we'll all go out, from the county with their letters as to when that will be.
Okay.
The budget can be online, so, I mean, there, yeah, for anybody who has questions of what we're doing with the budget for
Got it.
2027 is welcome to come.
Perfect.
So I have one question, I mean, so far,
Sure.
about the special assessment that so what, we have this fund here that people can apply for if they need assistance, is that correct? This fund, the special assessment?
The Special Assessment Assistance Fund is available for only water and sewer specials.
Okay, thank you, that was what I was wondering, because I wasn't sure exactly how that applied, so I was like, okay.
Yep.
But okay, so it's the same as the last 2 years?
Wait a minute, that's not what
pretty
the,
much?
that's not what the special assessment deficiency fund is.
That's not what I'm not sure what sheet she's looking at, but
I'm sorry, I'm looking at, well, this is.
Okay, you're not looking at the assessment deficiency fund, you're looking at something else. I'm sorry.
I am actually, well, I'm looking at 204 special assessment efficiency. And then there's the taxes that say 3,100, and it says 10,000, general property taxes.
Yeah.
What page you on?
Which
It says
page
one of
and
three.
then
I'm
line-
sorry?
Line
One
item,
of, 1 of 3,
one of three.
and line, I was just looking through it, trying to understand what that was, so.
One of,
And it's,
One of three,
And line item, what?
It said line item 24,
On the top of the page, what does it say?
highway tax distribution, okay. Sorry,
Oh, that's okay, just so I know what fund we're in.
Okay, that's special
It's like
assessment efficiency.
so the special assessment assist would be on page 3 of 3.
Yes.
Okay, so that makes more
And I
sense,
think
right?
I was actually
Okay.
moving that, that's why there's not in there. But yes, the special assessment fund is there. And
I was
you can
just, okay,
apply for it. It only works for water and sewer specials,
Okay.
not streets.
okay, that's good, okay, so that was
And then
my,
it's based on your household income. You have to provide all the documents with it based on what HUD says our median income is, whatever. But those
Have we-
applications, yeah, are available.
have we considered creating a special assessment assist for the street issues that we ever talked about? Okay. Just thought I'd ask. If they have to do that for the water and sewer, maybe there's something that they could do to prove it for streets. And we should probably look into that.
Well, it could be looked into, but
Yeah,
can't imagine what that would cost.
I know, but there could be
Something.
something that we should consider.
Sure.
In that regard.
Thank you. Is there any other, items about the preliminary budget somebody wants to talk about?
I was trying to find the actual discrepancy, like, I was trying to find, so is that on page where you're talking about the sewer part, is that on, what page was that on? Where you were trying to move the funds over to that account? Is that,
That's out of the enterprise fund, correct?
Yep, sewer is
Okay.
602, so that's gonna be on the very end.
Gotcha, okay.
Schedule E, which is our enterprise funds.
Okay.
601 is water fund.
yeah, I saw that one.
Then you'll see 602, which is our sewer fund. This is just what was budgeted for, so this is not telling you what is actually in our
Okay,
fund. This is just what, the green lines are 25 budget, 25 actual. The red line is your 2026 budget, your purple is your 2027 budget. So this is just what the budget is. Your cash report is going to tell you what each fund actually has in it.
Okay.
That's not on the budget.
yeah, I didn't see that, so. Okay, thank you.
Any other discussion?
A lot of numbers to figure it out, right? So,
Budgets are always fun.
All right, we're gonna move on. 14, Riverside Park, road geotechnical proposal.
So I had asked Eric to, just get some,
Would you like to
Yes.
come forward there?
ask some people for some quotes on what it would cost to do some boring, down there by the Riverside Park, to deal with that, sloughing and stuff. He basically gave us, he got 3 different ones. There's one for 3,900, one for 6,900, and one for 21,500. I've reviewed all 3 of these. Despite what we do with the next thing, if we're gonna go ahead with the Riverside Park road improvements or not, I think this still needs to be done, just to find out, what's down there.
Sure.
And by going through these, I think 21,000 is quite a bit. I actually liked them because they were actually gonna do 4 sites, one at 15 feet deep, 2 at 30 feet deep, and 1 at 60 feet deep. And then that was from Braun. Terracon was 6,900. They're gonna do 3 sites at 15 feet deep, but I really think we need to go 30 to 40 feet deep. We're not gonna tell anything at 15 feet,
Yeah, that's true.
So, I don't know anybody else thinks of this, but in my opinion, I would really like to see Terracon at, 30 to 40 feet. Granted, it's gonna be a little more than $6,900.
Did they actually do that bidding though for that, or no?
These are just quotes.
The request for proposal asked for quotes for 3 borings at least 15 feet. So, Ron called and said, hey, we would like to, given the nature of this project and that you're having some slope instability, we would like to propose on something additional, and that's why, like Larry explained, Ron's scope of services is different. They're saying 1 at 15, 2 at 30, and 1 at 60.
Okay.
So they're gonna build a show a lot more.
Yeah.
And they talk in throughout their scope of services, what they'll be showing you with the analyses. So it just really what, the commission wants to do with, how far you wanna go, I guess, on geotech studies.
Would you have any recommendations on 15 to 30? What's the advantages and disadvantages?
Well, what I would say is, back when we first looked at this initially, we got quotes from Braun and Terracon to do more substantial bores and also install equipment to show where slip planes might be, sliding planes might be, amongst other things with their testing. That was more of a substantial type of test. It was a little more expensive. We were at that $60,000 to $70,000 to do that. I think that if you're gonna do the 3 just exploratory bores that are 15 feet deep, they might be able to show you some stuff, but not a lot. If you do wanna figure out more of what's going on, I think that the bronze scope would probably be more appropriate if you wanna spend that kind of money.
Okay. Now, with your engineering, the drainage coming down the road did we create a problem with the water coming down the road and then going into the outlets along the road to cause some of this sloughing?
I mean, I think that the surface drainage, if the surface drainage could be improved, I think that it would have benefits to the instability of the slope. In years past, and I don't know the history as far back as, we could go before it was paved, if there was a lot of sliding and sloughing that was happening. The road was gravel. The road was paved back in like 2016. So you're adding a lot of impervious surface where water's not soaking in. You're gonna have more running water that could definitely increase to the amount of erosion and potential slip plains that could be happening and developing, especially on wet years. What we've noticed since we've been watching this is the wetter the year, the more movement that happens. I certainly think that doing the surface water drainage improvements is beneficial. Like I've stated before many times, I think that you can do some improvements to the slope. You can recompact it and reset it and reseed it and all that. But at the end of the day, it's gonna probably slide again. So would it improve it for amount of time? Yes. How long? I don't know. So, and then, like I said, we went out for the grant on this project to address these issues, and the city was awarded a grant from the DOT to help pay for this.
We're kind of getting off our subject here. This is about the geotechnical,
Yep.
and then Riverside Park would be next.
Okay,
I mean, the
Yeah.
contractors would be next. You think we should go with Braun? I mean, if we do this?
It really depends on how much the city wants to look into it, because you can make an argument, yes, it's great to find out, you might be able to find out more information by doing it, but also, what are you gonna do with the information once you do find it?
Depends what it is.
It depends on what it is, right? So, like I've alluded to in my previous explanations, we don't know where the planes of sliding could be occurring. We do know that over the years that we've last, 5-10 years we've been watching this, that certain years, usually the wet years is when you see more movement than others. So and I say we do find out some information, how much the correct fix to not let it happen again
Right.
would cost, I don't know. That could
Right.
be, it could be very expensive,
Oh, yeah,
to try
absolutely.
to hold it back.
Yeah.
And like I've stated before too, with riverbanks, it's very characteristic. You know, we've seen it on communities up and down the Missouri River in North Dakota. I'm sure you go down further south, you'll see the same things. That riverbanks will erode.
Mhm.
So there's a lot of water that comes down that slope. You know, in rain events, we've watched it, we've seen it, we documented how long water continues to come across the road there. So it's really hard to say. It really depends on what the city would like to do. If you want to find out, great. The Braun Intertech one will give you some more information, but are we going to utilize that information? I guess. So that's
Well, you might know what's down there, so,
Yeah.
yeah.
so.
Going back to where the Corps of Engineers raised the water level so high on the river, could that influx create a problem further in the embankment to cause it, you know, and then you have a, does that make sense?
Are you talking like during the springtime when they increase flow, or
Yeah.
what are you talking
Well,
about
when,
specific occurrence?
when they had to release water from Garrison Dam, when it was at, the max peak.
I mean, if
I heard
you
the water level came up 15 feet.
yeah, I mean, so probably so I think back in 2018 we had extended long releases. In 2011 we absolutely did
Yeah.
when we had the floodgates open at Garrison Dam for the first time
Right.
in the history of the Garrison Dam. We had a wet year those years, right?
Mhm.
So your water table is going to be higher, the flow in the river is going to be higher. You know, could that have an effect? Yes. To what extent, I couldn't tell you exactly
Okay.
that. So
Sure. Okay. Does
So one
anyone-
is 21,500, is that what you said? Is that what it's
That's,
about?
that's the Braun
for
one.
Braun,
Right.
yeah.
400 per hour, they're estimating 10 hours, is that correct? That's what I read. And it would take about 4 weeks to complete it, so they're talking about mid-October.
Yeah, so just looking at schedule now, their dates in the scope of services are based on receiving authorization by August 7th, which that was
Last week.
Thursday, yeah.
Right.
So they looked like they would be able to get out to drill on September 14th. Based off of that schedule, they'll be able to get the bores done in 1 day. And then they would work on the report for the next month and would be able to submit the report by October 12th.
And the other one I was looking at didn't really specify.
Terracon had talked about, I was looking at dates here too. I don't know that Terracon, well, yeah, they did on the very, near the back, they talked about August 10th, project planning, mobilized to drill September 21st, and their report would be somewhere around October, end of October. For Terracon.
Okay.
Yep, and then material testing services, which is the least amount cost. I don't know that they have a schedule in here, but I would imagine it's fairly similar to
Okay.
what Terracon's.
So
And
is.
they
then
were
I
only
have
gonna
a-
go 14 feet.
I have
too,
a-
so-
Yeah.
I have a thought about this then. So if we go through with this, either one, well, I mean, either of these, I should say, either of these, we're gonna be delaying the work that's gonna be done
Not necessarily.
that would have to be started, doesn't it have to be started this fall?
It would not have to be started this fall. It
To have
certainly
it
it
finished.
certainly could be started this fall. The way that the advertisement is written to these contractors.
Was this fall?
They could start this fall,
Okay.
they could start in the spring. Preference is
Okay.
that, the preference would be if they get all the work done this fall. Now delaying them, I guess it would depend on how quickly,
Right,
that's
'cause
the
we
next
don't-
agenda item, but say that the city awards a project, it'll take us a couple weeks just to get contracting done.
Right.
But I would imagine that the earliest that the contractor would be able to start is probably 2 weeks from now.
The thing is about this though too, is this is gonna give us an idea of what we might possibly have
Right,
to do in
I
the
understand.
future.
I just wanted
You
to
know,
weigh
not
the,
necessarily right now.
weigh the pros and cons, because the con here would be
You know.
the delay in our
Yeah.
good weather if good God gives us
Yeah.
better weather in October.
Well, Larry, you've dealt more with this sloughing than I have,
Mhm.
you know. What is your thought,
Well, I would either say go with Braun or else, you know, Terracon, but at least, you know, maybe 30 to 40 feet. I mean, I don't, it would probably be a little less.
Cause Terracon says that we could ask them to go lower and they talked about the cost per depth, is that right, Larry, on there?
Can we
Yeah.
table it until we get that back from them? Or would that have to be delayed, that would delay us even more?
That would delay us
another
even
month.
more, yeah.
So they would actually go deeper if we asked them.
If we asked,
yeah, if we
if we
asked
asked
them,
them to, they could go deeper, yes.
Because technically these are like apples and oranges.
Yeah.
Because they're not the same.
I mean,
Bronze is an additional, and cause
Right.
they asked, if they could submit, on what they thought
To
was
cover the
necessary,
spec, yeah,
yeah.
makes sense. But
which I do like bronze, but I mean, if we wanted to save a couple bucks, you know, I mean, Terracon would be
but
acceptable.
we could ask them to do the same thing and maybe less.
Yes, we could do that, if that's something the city wanted. Just looking to see if I can find a price per depth here on Terracons.
we could ask for that information, then hold a special meeting.
I'm in favor of it, if it saves us money. Because maybe
What do you
we don't
think of
have-
that idea, Larry?
I don't know, you mean just to get a price on what it would be?
Well, yeah, and then, so we're comparing
The same.
the same.
Yeah, well, we could.
To me, that makes some sense. Cause I know you've stated you don't wanna spend any more money down there than what we have to.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think,
That way we can compare apples to apples.
so what would we do then? We would ask Terracon for the same
Yeah.
Yeah.
floor plan.
quotes as Braun?
I think so.
Floor
Since,
plan.
since there's, you know what,
Could do that.
approximately $13,000 difference.
Could do that.
So 4 bores, one at 15, 2 at 30, and one at 60?
Yep.
For Terracon?
Yeah, basically the same thing that Braun is. Yeah.
Thank you.
I can ask them.
And they'll have to extend their dates, I suppose, because they're.
Yep.
One was the 7th, one was the 10th, so.
Chelsea,
And
do you need that in the form of motion?
I don't think
No.
no, it's a proposal.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's just bringing, it's
Yeah,
just
sure.
another quote.
I didn't think so, but I just
Yeah,
wanted.
yeah, we're not accepting anything right now.
Right.
so.
Okay. Let's do that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Is everybody kinda? Yeah, we're
for me.
on that. All right. Okay, we're gonna move on. Number 15, award deny bids, Riverside Park Road.
Okay, I guess, I believe you guys should have this all in your packet. We have the bid tab here. We had 4 bids, for the Riverside Park Road project. The low bidder was Dakota Underground Specialties, also known as Steam Construction. Their bid was for $326,000 for that project, which is very close to what the engineer's estimate was. Everything checked out on the bid opening, they had all the required documents. Is there any questions on the bid tab that we provided and the bids that we opened? Chelsea has all the, I made copies of all the bids, and Chelsea has them, all the hard copies for records.
Are they proposing to do the same, they're all doing the same procedure?
Yes,
Okay.
they're all doing the same
That's all
one.
I wanted to make sure.
So, I'll just show you, this is the plan set, and I'll just show you what one of the overview sheets is, just so you have an idea in your head. But this is what was stamped and bid. And they all made their bids on this plan set, okay? So it's all the same, and it's the surface water drainage improvements we're doing and the slope stabilization were the area where the
Right.
sloughing.
Okay.
This is just one of the main sheets here.
So what would they start first? Just walk us through if you can real quick, like what they do.
So what we're proposing them to do is, strip the soil where it's sliding.
Right.
They would remove the asphalt that's sliding. They would install some storm sewer and some concrete to be able to capture the surface water runoff and channel it to the proper spot, so it's not all moving over the road. And then we would replace the asphalt that's sliding, and we would compact the soils up against the road and on the slope, and then relay the topsoil and replant it. So that's the proposed improvements, I guess, in a nutshell.
And trees involved, all of them.
If there's trees in the way, they'll be removed.
Yeah. And we lost like, how many did we lose in our storm? We lost like 15 down there, didn't we? A lot down there.
Not too many, so much to where this is in the plan.
Okay.
There's gonna be a few more that possibly are gonna have to be removed, but
Is that the pavilion there? On that little square there?
This here is one of the playground sets.
Okay, so that's the playground, the pavilion's up above,
The
up on the hill?
pavilion, like the
Like the-
riverboat.
No, sorry, that's the
the picnic
playground.
shelter.
That's shelter, yeah, right there, sorry.
Yep, so the bathroom's right here.
Right, and then you
And
have,
then right here is, there's a gazebo on top of the old
Okay.
intake.
Yep.
That's
Picnic shelter, picnic shelter? Is
It
that what
was-
you meant by
I
that?
don't even
was
know what that is. Yeah.
Severely damaged.
Yeah,
Yeah.
from.
So that's
from the-
gotta be
Cause we have
tree
three
line.
big trees
Which
right
one?
there that all
The
toppled over.
shelter that everybody uses.
they
And
were
then
all
like
going
here's
down.
the, here's the
Not the one on
riverboat.
top of the tank.
Okay,
And like
no,
these
no,
pipes
no,
were the
no,
ones
yeah,
that were
yeah,
kind of
yeah,
pulling
yeah,
apart, we wanted to reattach and we wanted to
Gotcha.
capture water here, capture
Okay.
water here, and then capture water here
Okay,
to drain out there, so.
beautiful. Okay,
I know with the tree loss, maybe the
it might actually be
park district will
replant more,
replant
right.
because that's part of the forestry
There were
board.
some of those really pretty
to
older
work with
trees.
They didn't blow the riverboat down.
They were, yeah, we just wrote it off, nobody can go on it.
Go back
Move
to,
it.
send her back to where she came from.
Well, those trees have been removed.
It might be holding back part of the water, so.
Okay.
So you guys have seen the bids, I guess, what we're recommending is to go with Steen Construction. We have the notice of award prepared, so I guess, is there any questions on the project? Any questions on the bids?
That's Dakota Underground, right?
What did you,
Yeah, Dakota Underground Specialties, DBA Steen Construction, yep.
Steve?
but you guys came in at what, you said it was the closest, so remind me again, what did you guys come in at?
So the engineer's estimate was for $323,000.
Okay,
And Steen Construction came in at, or it's
326.
Dakota Underground Specialties / Steen Construction, they came in at 326. And the other ones were, they're all kind of close.
Just because they're the cheapest doesn't mean they're the best though.
I think they're a reputable contractor. We work with Steen Construction on the street project.
They're pretty
2023.
They're
They
good.
did all
They're
the,
good company.
like the little bit of underground work we had to do, with the new storm sewer and stuff, they did that.
They were.
Bechtold was the prime on that project, but.
They were being competitive.
But you have Tand, which I've worked with Tand before. I don't know that I've worked with them in Washburn. I've never worked with Hanson's Excavating, and then I do have some experience working with Keller Paving. So
Keller has done projects here before,
yeah,
years ago.
Yeah. so the question is if the city wants to go forward with it, and if they do, I'd want a motion
Can we
to
table
award
it
the
to
project.
our special hearing when we actually meet again? So we can, or do you wanna
Can we what?
Uh,
What'd she say? I didn't hear what you said.
do we wanna table it till we have our special hearing that we have,
Oh, the special meeting.
yeah, that we're gonna have?
When's the special meeting again? You said the
Oh,
28th?
No.
No,
That's our
when-
budget
That's
public
for the
hearing.
end, for the
When-
boring.
No,
Uh,
that would be, that's undecided when that's gonna be,
Yeah,
That's pending Terracon's quote.
Okay.
yeah.
I mean,
Because we could technically,
The bids are good for 30 days.
they are good, okay,
Yeah.
and the bids were opened on.
August 6th.
August 6th.
oh, okay.
So if we go
We have
past
a
the
little
30
bit of
days.
time, we have a little bit of time, but.
Personally, I think, you know, I don't think this is really gonna help the situation. That's my opinion. I mean, there are things down there that need to be done.
Yeah.
Definitely need to be done.
Yeah.
You know, I think, you know, those culvert ends need to be fixed up on the, east side. And, you know, obviously, some dirt needs to be put in along the edge. I mean, it's continuing to drop,
Correct.
you know, it's not like it's stopped. You know, so is this really gonna, I mean, we're gonna have to go back in a year or two and readdress this? You know, I mean, it's a lot of money. This is like almost, it's over $400,000 project, you know? It's, a lot of money.
Yeah, if it doesn't fix it, then,
So, if
I don't know.
we take one of these bids, what's our percentage? Because of the.
Okay, so the last cost estimate that I did, and this is pretty close, it's within, the contractor was within $3,000 of my estimate, so, that was, so 326, and if you have, I had contingencies on there in case something would happen during the project. And then the special road funds grant was $213,000. And then the prairie dog funds, I understand we have about $125,000 in there. So we were right around $100,000 for the project with the grant and with the prairie dog funds.
Well, yeah, I mean, so really, we're at like $231,000 because, I mean, we have a prairie dog grant.
Yeah.
And we can spend it on something else, possibly.
Correct, you could.
So, yeah, so to say it's only 100,000 is wrong, it's actually 231.
Is that correct?
Pretty close.
If you'd say 326 minus the special road fund grants of 212, but then you have engineering fees on top of that, so yeah, it would be close to what Larry said,
Yeah.
about
Okay.
200,000. If you're not counting the prairie dog funds
Right.
in there.
Okay.
And if we approve the boring, would that come from any of these?
That would come from
Particular
something
funds?
else.
Okay.
Larry, would you like to make a proposal?
No, I'll let you guys know my feeling, I'll just kind of leave it there.
I'll make a motion so we can move forward to award the bid to Dakota Underground Specialties. Is there a second? Not hearing a second. Motion dies on the table.
My next question then is, do you want me to let the contractor know that the city is not awarding? Or do you guys wanna think about it?
That's why I was mad. That's my thought.
Cause I gotta let the contractor know.
Right.
That if we could be tabled, it would be nice to be able to do that, if we can not go past the 30 days.
Well, we got,
So, I have a question for
Sure.
Chelsea. So the prairie dog funds, so nothing's tied to that, correct? I mean, okay, so how long is that good for? Like,
I don't think that one had a,
okay,
cause it switched, we got that one-time payment, and then they switched to how they were going.
but it doesn't expire this year.
I don't know.
Okay, so I mean, you know, what work we do down there, I mean, if, you know, cause obviously there has to be something done, you know, in certain spots. You know, we could use that money to do that, you know?
Yeah.
So.
I guess another, question I'll ask you is, would you guys like me to rebid this project with lesser improvements? Is that something that the city?
Well, we'd
would
have to figure out what that is, I guess, you know, so,
and then I guess we would like to find out if we end up doing the boring and then see what the results of that are.
That's what I was gonna
Right.
say, cause that's
Yeah.
gonna affect actually
Correct.
some of this.
I think that would be the best,
Does that make sense?
yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
So I'll make a motion to deny the bids at this time.
Second.
Is there any more discussion? Larry?
Yes.
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 And yes. Okay. Let's move on. Public input meeting.
Okay. And what's that about?
Is that for the street improvement and?
Oh, is that what it is? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess, so I'll let the contractors know on that, that the city's not accepting the bids. And then, we'll work on getting the geotech proposals
Okay.
back from Terracon. Do you guys
Yeah.
want me to reach out to Material Testing Services as well? To get a similar one, or
You
you just
could.
want me to?
That would be
I-
cool.
You could, yeah, absolutely.
I think would be fair.
That's a great idea, yeah.
Okay. And then after, at that point, depending on what we find out, then you guys will wanna decide what to do for improvements down there after we would get a geotech studies. Is that what everyone's thinking? Okay.
That makes more
Okay,
sense.
That
make
makes
sure that I understand everybody correctly. Okay, the public input meeting, that's on here, so on my report, I make mention of a public input meeting. And that, this pertains to the street and drainage improvements project. Okay, so the street and drainage improvements project, we're about 99%, it's going through QA/QC right now on our plans and specs for that project. So before next meeting, before September meeting, I plan to have the final plans, and the final cost estimate for you guys. The public input meeting is something that needs to happen so that we can make sure that everyone that's involved in paying for this project is aware of what's going on and has a decent idea of how much the costs are. We got some feedback from the last time we did this that the drainage improvements, people were kind of wishy-washy on wanting those improvements. And the street improvements, they do want. It seemed like most people in the room did want the street improvements for Heritage Heights. So we're focused on that. So the public input meeting date, I guess, I'd like to see what the thoughts are from everybody. Last time I was here, I stated that I'd like to set a date for that, and if the city had content that they wanted to put out there to the public, to let me know. Otherwise, I would create a presentation on the project, is what I would do. Is there any thoughts on when we would have that project, or that input meeting from everybody here?
I would like to see something maybe as possible, say October,
October?
before the weather changes and.
Okay.
October is a slower month.
That probably work.
November starts getting into Thanksgiving and.
So would that be during our regular commission meeting?
I would recommend having it
Please.
separate,
Separate,
because
yeah.
that would
Yeah.
make a
I
very
know, I was
long,
gonna say,
it'd make for a very
I
long
would say
commission
yes,
meeting.
it should be
So,
separate.
if we, I like getting the feedback on the time frame. So now, what I will do is prepare a presentation and I'd share it with you guys. And even if you wanted to have a preview look at that, I could show it to you guys, ahead of time, and that way you could give feedback maybe. Also, if you guys are hearing things from the public, I would be happy to hear what they're saying. If it's still the same, as far as their feedback's going.
Yeah.
But like I said, having the final plans set to you guys and the final cost estimate, that'll make things easier on being able to talk about the costs of the project and what we're exactly dealing with, which the project has evolved a little bit, but not a lot. We added and subtracted certain things. So yeah, we can plan for October. I don't know if we want to set an exact date, but maybe we could at the next commission meeting, we could set exactly what date.
I would say set it at the next meeting.
Yeah, we'll have to look at any conflicts, school, things like that.
So sometime, Eric, I'm probably gonna either come to Bismarck, or we're gonna go through that so I can be a little more familiar with the project.
Yeah.
we'll sit
Absolutely.
down and talk about it, so.
Yep,
And go through these numbers and stuff.
and,
so.
and when I have the final plan set, I'll make sure that I print off some copies for you guys too,
Yeah,
so
sure.
that you can go ahead and take a look through all of them, on your time, you know, so you can really get into the details if you want to. So,
Okay.
that's all I had for that item. And then the next one's my update.
Mhm.
So, I got the printed off report for you guys. Chelsea also had it in your packet. Like I said, we're past 95%. We're really towards 99% on everything. It's going through the QA/QC process for our plan set. As of right now, we're looking at construction in 2027. So, really, the funding is kind of going to dictate that. We have our SRF loan application will be resubmitted this fall. This is the same update I gave you guys last month. The B&D funding allocation window should be this fall as well. So as long as everything goes good there, we'll need at least SRF and B&D funding for this project. We're planning to have that prior to actually bidding the project. We'd be planning to bid this project in early 2027 and awarding a contract in the spring so that construction could start soon after that for 2027. The Flex Fund grant, the next application window is not expected until summer of 2027. So that's the one debate, and if that date changes, I'll let you know, but we're 0 for 2 on applying for the DOT grant, so we could wait to apply for it again in the summer of 2027, as long as that doesn't change that time frame. But if we were to wait, then we would probably look at doing this in 2028.
Sure.
So those are all things, and maybe once we get the cost estimate back and we have the public input meeting, maybe that's some feedback we get and they decide that. Like, again, that DOT grant is not something, that riverboat we talked about, like, that's been like key for us to get grants. We've gotten 2 grants for Riverside Park Road, but man, if we could get one for Heritage Heights, I'd be super happy, but.
You can make it look like it's on a hill.
I'm gonna stop you for a minute. We're gonna take a 2-minute recess.
Okay. Sounds good.
Thank you. Rhonda Johnson. Say, do you have a list of dates in October that there might be conflicting things going on, like at the school or anything in October? If we have since you're the community coordinator, like tournaments, things like that.
Friday there's football,
Okay.
volleyball starts.
Eric, what days normally work the best during the week for a community information?
I would say that it would be around your normal scheduled major activities, so if you'd ask like about big sports events, you know, probably not on a Friday, right? Mondays are probably not the best either because people, if they're out of town, are not getting back late. So I would say Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday are probably better days.
I think Wednesdays, church youth groups are starting to get more active.
Okay, so maybe a Tuesday or Thursday.
Okay, I'm just kind of
Thursdays
looking.
are girls volleyball, varsity volleyball. They seem to be having their tournaments the games on Thursday night.
So maybe Tuesday. I'm just kind of looking ahead. Okay. Yeah, okay, we're gonna, go ahead, Eric.
So is there, also, I guess on the stream drainage project, improvements project, I'll have Abby, sub in for that, when the time comes, but resolutions, we'll will need to be done again because we had a change in scope on the project, so
Yep.
we'll work through those, also this fall, winter. Any questions on the street drainage improvements project?
It's good.
Okay, Riverside Park Road, we talked about that one already in pretty good length. So I'll get back with you guys on geotech proposals. I think we gave them 2 weeks last time to get back to us, so I might have something 2 weeks from now, depending on how quickly they can turn it around, maybe sooner, and I'll let you guys know. Lead and copper rule, so just working through, we submitted the loan application for the lead and copper rule funding. That SRF loan comes with 66% loan forgiveness. We submitted that on July 17th. With the SRF loan application, they require a facility plan and they require certain things from the State Historical Preservation Office requires certain things. And one of those was an inadvertent discovery plan. So we're making some revisions to that to make sure that we can get that funding. And eventually we'll use those funds to replace the lead lines that we have in Washburn and potentially use some of that funding for potholing for those service lines that we have no records for, because that's gonna be required. With LCRR, LCRI, if there's an unknown service line, and by November 1st, 2027, that LCRI takes effect. And then the city will have to, as they have done in the last couple of years, inform residents that they have an unknown service line, or if they have a lead line, we'll have to let them know they have a lead line. And then the city has 10 years, starting in 2027 to 2037 to get those replaced. So we're just trying to stay ahead of the ball on that. And just a reminder, last month, the city talked about and actually voted on capping the charge to residents at $500 for a service line replacement. We'll use the SRF funding that has 66% loan forgiveness, the $500 charge to residents, and then the city water fund to cover those expenses. And that's all I have for you guys, unless there's any questions.
Looks good.
All right, portfolios. Larry, do you have anything?
So I really think, Kugler's sidewalk needs to be addressed. I know Chelsea said he already sent out letters. I'm thinking the city needs to hire a contractor, get it done and assess their, property,
Okay.
needs to be done. Cause you gave until what, June or something?
I agree.
Something like that,
Think so.
yeah, I mean, it's
I
been
can't remember.
over a year, well over a year.
Yeah.
So, also, tabled from last meeting was the sewer up at West Fifth Avenue for Lake Piquel and, has anybody addressed that at all?
No.
Okay, so,
We're gonna have to push that back to the next meeting.
we'll push that back again,
Yeah.
okay?
With that storm and everything else
No, I
going
know.
on,
That's fine.
been really busy.
Also, I think it's okay if we ask Chris for a bid on what it would do to fix them culverts down at the park
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like that, and see what is, get a bid from him for different things, and then we can bring it to the commission at the next meeting.
That sounds like a good idea.
That's all I have.
Okay, thank you.
All I got is that insurance adjuster came to the Memorial Hall,
Okay.
so they get us something back in 12 to 14 days.
Okay. So, the big tree pile, I know you noted that. So, under emergency situations, we allow, commercial dumping in there for trees. So, I consider this as an emergency. Do we wanna have a timeline to where we, allow commercial dumping in there yet?
I think the timeline's done, isn't it?
We've been telling people no commercial dumping anymore.
Oh, okay, I wasn't aware of that.
From the
Because-
the other one they have, most they were given 10 full days to clean up their trees before we
Okay.
did it. There's still people dumping back there. I guess I haven't monitored it, but we've kind of shut it down for commercials.
Well, and generally they're, you know, like in times past, you know, they're given so much time and then, you
Right.
know, it's done.
Well, I know like
Yeah.
Riverside Park, you know, that was just recently cleaned up. It was over the 10 days.
Last weekend,
Yeah.
most of the big trees were done last weekend. We
But-
left it through Monday.
Yeah, I don't know, they're still cleaning up down there and I'm not sure who's doing that.
They're not going very fast.
No, and, which is, and, you know, there are a couple more trees laying down.
Yeah, that's what's.
So, and maybe people are, you know, short of funds or they're trying to,
Well, that's for this is for commercial though, not for, you know, not for residents, so.
right, but to the point where, you know, we brought it up to where, you know, they hire somebody to come clean up their trees and then
Yeah.
gotta haul them out of town.
Yeah. Don't
Where
matter to me, whatever.
I would like to see an exception a little bit and say, you know,
Till the end of the month or something?
till October 1st. Then that gives,
October, wow,
well, it's
that's-
only
month and a half.
month and a half. I mean, then we have or is that, you feel that's, or do we need to go September 1st? I
think
wanna
I think
be,
September first would be plenty of time.
I wanna be, you know, passionate enough to
Yeah.
give the public enough notice.
And there are still, yeah, there's still sections of areas.
Yeah,
that
I
are
would think
trying to
September
work
first would be
on it.
plenty of time.
That seems
Okay,
reasonable.
I'll make a motion that,
I don't know if we have to motion on that, just we
We-
agree on it, so.
oh, okay,
Yeah.
that's fine.
It's,
Okay,
Yeah.
let's just say,
we all agree, so.
yeah, can we get that word out to the public somehow? So the public is aware?
Yeah, you can put it on the website and then, put it in the paper if you want, I guess.
Did we have any damage to this building or the library?
Not especially, no. Just some dents
Oh,
to some roofing stuff, but nothing that needs to be fixed.
okay.
So the assessor, or sorry, is it the assessor, right? The one that met with you, Brant?
The adjuster.
The
Adjuster,
okay.
yeah.
So what was they just said that they'll look at it all in depth and then send us the repair, like that kind of thing?
Give us a
They give
quote.
report like they do in any,
2 weeks?
something that gets wrecked.
Okay,
They
So
took
there's-
pictures of everything. They looked at everything. Obviously they can tell us on the spot, so they have to go back and
Right.
repair the report.
Okay.
They said 12 to 14 days,
oh, okay.
so
That's fine. So we probably would see something next meeting,
hopefully.
hopefully.
Yeah.
Okay, I was just curious.
Yeah.
So,
I did have a chance to visit with the adjuster and he was quite happy that we got all that material off the roof. So he could visually see what was up there and then pictures were shared with him of that debris up there and what it all consisted of. So, what about the pile of debris
Debris.
that's on the ground? What's our plans of? Do we have to wait from the adjuster to figure out?
I don't know, I guess.
I mean, I guess I'm kinda confused why the company didn't dispose of it when they took it off.
Yeah.
Cause technically, I mean, usually that's what
Well-
the contractors do. But, so I guess I'm confused
They-
on why it's falling on our responsibility to do it.
Well,
Guess you
they
could call
were
the
up,
people that came up and took it out to get hauled out too, I guess.
pardon me?
The people that did it, I guess you could see if they come back and throw it away.
Well, I guess they would, but it would be an added expense.
It's gonna go,
they said
it's
if-
gonna go to insurance anyway, so.
Right.
We'll just do it.
yes.
Yeah.
Can I put
Uh,
something in here? It all depends on what your insurance policy says.
Oh,
Because I just got done with the insurance over there and they said they will remove the tree that lands on the insured building. But it's up to me to remove all of the stuff away. So, you know, the contractor, you know, he may be going by that. So it all depends on
okay.
what your insurance adjuster
States.
says
States.
or what your policy says.
Right.
Cause
That
mine
makes sense.
says that I gotta, they'll take it off my building, but I gotta haul it away even if the damn thing's this big around.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
the,
Mark Craig, by the way.
that's the tree, but
That's the
not,
tree, yeah.
not the building material.
Anything that's there, anything that comes off of
Sure.
that tree, off of that one there is my responsibility,
Yeah.
not the contractor that does it, so
Yeah.
that kinda
But we're,
floored me.
yeah,
Wow.
That's
But-
weird, that's weird, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, it is, but I mean,
but we're
'cause I told
talking,
him, I said,
yeah,
I've got an X amount of, for number, what do I do with the bill or whatever, and they said, only remove the stuff off of there and the stuff that comes off of
the
at
building.
that time, that's it, the rest of it belongs
Yeah.
to me.
Okay,
So it depends on what your insurance is.
thank you. Okay, and then, Adam, were you gonna bring up about the fish cleaning, what you found with the electricity?
The
But
fish trip.
that's Brandon.
Yeah, that was correct, I guess.
Did he miss two people?
Yeah, we haven't had Mitch or Charlotte.
Yeah,
No, I
yeah,
know.
them.
I know, I'm just,
Oh. Well, you kinda jumped-
well, it's his portfolio, if you brought up that issue to Brandon. About the
But
fish-
trip to Raker, no, I didn't bring it up to him.
Oh, okay, all right, well, we'll let you bring it up. Mitch?
I have nothing.
Okay.
I talked with Candy to see how things are going, and things seem to be going good. She loves Katrina, so Katrina's been in there and helped a lot with care of the facility, and so she's been really happy about that. She doesn't know about the whole drainage part, cause during the storm, she didn't really know how bad it affected the basement, so I didn't hear anything. Adam, did you see anything down there or anything like that?
It's about as normal, really.
Just more so to pull up the humidifiers, right, and kind of empty them?
Well, they're always on,
There was, yeah.
yeah, they're always running, so. Compared to how it used to be down there before we put humidifiers in there,
Yay,
I mean,
alright.
it's, you could live down there, honestly, even when it rains, so, yeah. It was, moldy mess down there before, so now it's way better than it has ever been, so.
Would it
But-
be a help if we, like, cause clearly we have a lot going on, especially since the storm and stuff. But would it be a help if we did an actual bidding for that repair?
Not really, no. It's, our plan right now is to do it when we do our, manhole lowering,
Oh, okay.
cause that's when we have concrete coming.
Okay, ooh. Cool, okay. Thank you, that was all I had so far.
Under my portfolio, I don't really have any. All right, we're gonna move on. Adam, superintendent report.
I remember what's on the report actually, but, so you've probably seen the guys working on Border Lane.
Yeah.
This week. They might get all the way through Border Lane before we run out of material, but, I'm not sure, but they will be done this week, depending on the weather, we just need one more day. And then that will be done, obviously, we had a big storm. Did a bunch of cleanup for that, street patchings, we talked about that. Gate valve manhole lowering, mentioned that briefly, we need to spray weeds again. And a bunch of actuator replacements at the water treatment plant. The order we approved in February
Yeah.
just came in, so,
Just came in, wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, so lots of work down there to do.
okay.
And we produced a bunch of water in July,
Yes.
obviously.
So you talked to the guy on the roof and says about a structural engineer?
Oh, yeah, so there was a company up here, our typical roofing contractor called Tecta America, and they recommended we get a structural engineer up to look at our Memorial Hall. Because of the lifting on one side and also a cracked beam kind of centrally located. He's gonna give me a name tomorrow, hopefully, and then I think probably get him up here if anybody has any thoughts
Okay.
about that. I don't know what that costs, I have no idea.
Well, it would be insurance. You know what I mean?
Right, sure.
It all goes to insurance.
The insurance understands that process, I know
Oh, yeah.
that, like. That's a good idea. So can I ask about that, because I haven't been in there, how's the basement, everything is it all wet? Is
Oh,
it,
yeah, that was part of my question.
They've been working a lot in there.
okay,
Who is it?
Arrow.
Arrow.
Aero Service came up, they started some restoration down there, they have a bunch of like pumps on the floor that got damaged. And they have some in the basement where they noticed all the water was, and they just came up today to check it.
Oh, they did,
So,
okay.
yep, they're in
Still
there
working.
trying to get things dried out.
Yeah, they got a vacuum on the wood floor, trying to
good.
pull the moisture out of it.
Have they started tearing out sheetrock or anything yet?
No, well, not really. A little
Little
bit,
bit.
but not much.
I'm sure that's.
What was the status of the fish cleaning station? Why?
It's a trip breaker.
Oh,
It's a-
nothing major.
Awesome.
So when I let you know, should I call Brandon first or?
Or you did,
I
you
just-
call the guys that are here that are fixing.
I would just call the office, honestly, that's what I would do.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I wanna make sure I go through the right path, so. Yeah, I was up there cleaning fish and there was no electricity, but the grinder was actually working.
They're on
So that
separate,
must be
they're on
a
separate breakers.
Different
Yeah,
circuit. Yeah, okay,
separate panel, actually.
all right, yeah. All right, is that it? Yeah, that's all I have. Chelsea,
I guess the budget public hearing has been set for September 28th, that will be at 6 p.m. Fall cleanup has been scheduled for September 14th through the 18th. Curbside will be the 19th. This is just for informational purposes only, but the fire department is setting up a separate bank account for donations. Any money that they have received so far in donations will also be moved over to that account. We do levy for their taxes, just so you guys are aware of what they're doing as well.
Okay.
That's all I
Awesome.
have.
What dates were those again for fall cleanup?
September 14th through the 18th.
Okay.
Curbside will be the 19th.
Gotcha, thank you. It's so crazy that we're really there.
yeah, let's,
Ooh, everything.
all right. Is that it, Chelsea?
Yes.
All right, thank you very much. Next meeting is September 14th. Meeting adjourned.
Yeah, she went to the bank. My driver's license.
So did you? Good job.